Evening up. So I think the last time I left you, I'd done a layout. So I've done one tenon already. I just thought I'd show you how to do mortise and tenon joints. I ain't feeling too clever. I had my flu jab late last week, so we'll see how we go. I'm wrapped up. A bit of a fever coming on. I think we'll see how we go. Right then. I follow Paul Sellers' methods, as you've probably seen. A big influence. So I'm using a mortise jig, which will go in the vise. And make sure I get these the right way around then. Yeah. So what I did, I got me... at this point, accuracy isn't measured in millimetres or thousandths of an inch. It's done to the actual work pieces. So that came in at 7.5 mil, or in old money 293 thousandths. I collect old, I go around the charity shops, and if there's a nice little wooden trinket box or letter box or whatever box, that really thin wood, they're normally hardwoods. I buy them and just keep them as scraps. So this was a very thin piece of wood out of a little box, and I've planed it down to exactly what I want. Bit shy of this actually, so this is 275. So that goes in the vise. I made it short enough so it doesn't hit the bars on the bottom of the vise. And then I clamp that on there. It's a bit of a protective piece of wood. These are solo clamps. I don't know if they're very common in the US. They're quite common in Britain. Less speed clamps. They're a bit like the gun on your corking gun. So I clamp it with the long bit away from me on the bench. If it's the other way, it kind of sticks out here. It's a bit in the way. Started using these little marble socket chisels, but any chisel will do. So it's, what is it? It's 1/4 of an inch in it. 0.275, 0.267 something. So I've to go across. Just one first pass. Just a single tap. You want nice clean walls. So I'm just going to establish the first clean cut. So using the face of the guide as a reference. Nice sharp chisel. Staying away from the end walls of the mortise to start off with. You can damage them if you go a bit too close to them too quickly. Creep up on it. So leave about a 1/16. come back. And start taking out the chips. So we're going to go all the way through. This is 3 mortise. So I'm going to go about halfway, maybe 2/3, and then come back. Be careful. Spin your chisel round. Away we go. Sliding away from me a bit. Don't blow on it because you'll hear it on the microphone. It's going to come in the other way. Going to square it up a bit. That's it. Just using a 1/8 to clean out. Now it's getting deeper. Clean out some of the chips. Let's go round again. A lot of with mortising is learning how to play with the bevel on your chisel. Different angles. Again, always try not to damage the wall, outer wall. I think we're nearly there. Do a big chip. Come on, you badger. There we go. So I'm just going to come in and define. Yeah, it's still there. Give it a few taps to start off with. Make sure you're square. That's that one. And this one. Check for square. That's it. Something nice and clean. And we'll just do the other edge, the face. We can come through if we will go all the way through. But when the chisel goes through, it'll hit the steel, the iron part of the vise. Before it gets cold. Right, rinse and repeat. Sneaky creepy. If you want to, you can just rake out the first. Come back the opposite direction. You can either spin your chisel around or spin yourself around. mind your back wall. We're through now. Getting very close. Put on. Pew. Right, now we can do the double check here in the final. Knife walk. Quick tap, check yourself. Through that. Oh, a big bugger. Right, and then paring chisel, nice and sharp. If you ain't got a paring chisel, regular chisel should do. This one. So just using the face of the guide, tidy up the Am I happy with that? That's the one. So just clearing off the fuzz. Come in the other face. Crap. Get out of it. Head out. Right in the corners. Bit of a pain there, aren't you? That's the one. And we can flip her over. Beautiful. A bit of a, you're proving to be a bit of a pest in there, aren't you? Sorted you out. Struggler. Just eyeball it, that's good enough. Right. There we go, nice and clean through. Moving on to the tenon. So always fit me tenons to the mortise. You bottom left, so you're a rail, so you are this one. So I've got, that's the waist. I'm going to take that off, leave the 1/4 inch sticking out, and then this is the body that will go into the. So I'm just going to go to the pencil mark on that, nothing too accurate. The cross cuts. Just re-establish the gauge lines. So what I want to do now, I've got those marking gauge lines and pencil lines. I'm just going to double check how close, whether I want to go outside the lines, inside the lines. So this one, I'll leave a bit on as well, because you're going to take some. You don't want to take too much off, and then it just it's loose. So I'm going to go to the right of the lines, at the outsides of the lines, to start off with, and then we can wiggle down to it. So I'm just going to establish a knife wall. With a tenon saw, which is a rip saw. Don't know if you can see that. I'm going to go in so I can actually, just on the outside of each line. And then we can creep up on it. Hang on. I do prefer to the cross cuts first, actually. Just using the reflection of this piece in the blade of the sword to keep it square. Does help to have a shine. Specifically why I bought this Veritas small crosscut sword. It's 14 teeth per inch, and I've sharpened it just for tenon crosscuts mainly. You can use the tenon saw, but it's rip cut and there is an argument to say that once you get below it or above a certain teeth count, whether it's cross or rip doesn't make that much difference. Am I down yet? Down that side, not this side. That's it. Straighten her up. Bit of oil. Cheeky. Bit of clean up required. Just pare down. Quick test fit. We're over, quite a way over, which is good, which means we've got plenty of space to creep up on it now. So we go to the router plane. Going with the router plane. Try not to be a hero and take off too much all in one go. Test fit, and always take, if I've took some off this side, next time take it off the other side just to keep it balanced. Oops, that one's in, so it's that, probably that corner there that's back off a bit. Yeah. This corner's high. Try it again. That one's in. That one's in. Flip. In. And in. Okay. Am I happy with that? Yeah, why not? So, because it can be quite tight, and we'll probably want to take it out and have another look. So I'm just going to angle, get a rasp. Let's angle the tips. So it's going to ease itself in. Let's get this the right way around. You're going in there, aren't you? Yeah, it starts getting tight in the middle. So you can start, oh yeah. What I'd, so there's a bit of damage on the outside here now, so I wouldn't, once you've done your mortise, I'd leave it alone and just fit the tenon. So it looks like, I'm just going to take a few shavings off the outside. What can happen, because this is a through mortise, if you take too much off this way, there's a big gap at the opposite end. But what I'm going to be doing is wedging them, so that'll close any gaps. Bottom. Bottom, yes, so you're going like that. That's a lot better. Bit of persuasion. So that's too tight. Take some off the back. Bottom, bottom. Bottom, bottom. Top, bottom. Nearly there. That's about right. There we go. Nice and tight. Back edge is sticking out a bit, but we can plane that off. Slightly different heights there, but this side is flat. If I wanted to, I could take a little bit more off this side. It is still too tight. They're all right. Where is it now? There. Bit of a high corner there. So don't rush yourself. Take your time. I'm just going to pare that corner off a little bit. This beautiful thing with beech. There's just so much of it, and you can get really accurate. You can get really... It's the closest thing to working with metal, really. It's so dense. Beautiful. Right. Lots a little bit of room for glue as well. So... just take away a little bit at the base. There we go. Let's see if that's any better. Bottom left. Yeah, that's feeling better. You shouldn't need to hammer it on. Just hand pressure. Right, there we go then. That's a lot better. So, mortise and tenon. So later on, I'm going to make some dark, see if I've got any ebony or rosewood or purple heart, and just make some wedges. So once these are glued up, before they're glued up, I'll make a few saw cuts down for the wedges and just glue them in and tap them in. Excellent, there you go. One mortise and tenon. I did that quite slow just for you to show. So it took 43 minutes. When you're working on camera, you're a bit more relaxed and you can do things a lot quicker than that. Beautiful. Right then. So what I'll do, I'll finish all those, rest of the joints. And then I think the next thing we'll do is make some dowels. So I'll talk about how we do that and do a demonstration. Thanks for watching. See you in the next part.